Well, I always forget to start recording. We're headed down the road, and this tire, the tread on that tire decided to leave the chap. So, no, it's not because I'm overloaded. This trailer ain't been registered since 22. Them tires are at least 4 years old, probably older than that. As little as these trailers get used at that place, and every single thing on this trailer seems to be OE, like what it came with in 97. I honestly wouldn't doubt if that tire wasn't somewhere around them years. I could find the date code on it, but it ain't because it's overloaded. This trailer's rated 40,000 pounds. That rear end's rated at 20,000. That machine's only 19.5, 19.8. So, and a lot of the weight's up yonder. So, y'all can say it's because it's overloaded, but it ain't. So, anyways, I couldn't get them off with the gun. I have this 1-inch bar here, and I was able to. I just had to have Daphne sit in the truck. Thank God she was here. I'd be exercising my butt off. I had to rotate it to where I could get that bar level enough I could jump on it. And these are Bud wheels. If you don't know, you gotta look at your deal here, and it'll say L or R on there. There's actually 2 lugs. So you got your stud coming off the hub, and then these are your inner stud / nuts, and then these are your outers. So there's a special socket for them. See there? It's square inside. These are 1.5 inches, and then these are square. So they come in these. Harbor Freight sells this box, and it comes in them. It comes with it. But anyways, I'm just gonna put the one back on there. I gotta get this rubber off here. It don't look like it damaged my leveling valve. It did damage. It did damage a light back there, but you can see that tread is garbage. Probably a recap. You know, I don't run. That guy's back tire's about to fall off or something. His dang tire was doing like that. I don't run recaps. I don't. For the money and the destruction they cause when they come off, you're not saving nothing. I know a guy had, I don't know if you can recap a super single, but a super single is another thing I won't run. Super singles, when they come off, they destroy everything, and you don't have a spare tire to put on. And where I'm at right now, there's 2 people that said they could come. One person I called, and they were like, I called them, and it's just some woman answering the phone, and she don't know nothing about anything. So she says, I'll have to let them know. So she calls me back. She's like, yeah, Nathaniel. And she had a real southern accent. So I didn't look at the number, but I may accidentally call somebody down south. But she's like, we don't do car tires. And I'm like, I don't know who told you a 22.5 is a car tire, but it's not. But I got them now, so don't worry about it. The other person's like, yeah. If we can get somebody back to the shop before closing, we'll come out. And I'm like, probably won't happen. And I called another guy, and he's like, yeah, it'd be about 2 hours, hour or 2 hours before we can come out. So anyways, I'm thankful to the Lord that I got it off, and I'm very, very, very thankful to the Lord. If you know anything about buds, a lot of times what will happen is when you're taking that inside one off, or the outside one off, it won't spin on the inside one. And this one will come off, well, then you can't get your wheel off. Or either they come off and they're stuck together. I have a tool for that, but you know where it's at? Not with me, at the house. Now these tires are old. I've got some other tires at home, but they're jack it up more. Those other tires, they're on 10 lug or 8 lug or whatever, and they're not hub. They're hub pilot, not stud pilot. So, haha! There we go. Now we'll jam. Oh, I'm fixing to put some. I'm not gonna worry about it. I was gonna put some what you call it on it, but I'm gonna have to take these off pretty soon. And you gotta remember the reverse thread, you'd be sitting here forever. See, my brain wants to go the right way, not the left way. Alright, hopefully it'll center itself. I gotta move it around. It ain't moving. I'm gonna have to. That would move. I need to get my bar. See if I can jack it up a little more. The jack didn't want to go anymore. All you Milwaukee lovers out there are going to be like, yeah, if you have Milwaukee. I don't care what you say. I know there's all these wars and about Milwaukee and DeWalt. I was at my buddy's and all he had was Milwaukee and I didn't have my DeWalt. And I know there was bolts that his Milwaukee's absolutely would not take off, that I have taken off the same exact bolts in the same exact spot that were in way worse shape, and this gun takes them off just fine. So these lugs haven't been off in a while, and they wasn't real rusted, but they were real tight. And I know they were real tight because it took a lot of jumping on that, whatever that is, 4-foot bar. At the end of that 4-foot bar, I mean, I'm 200 pounds, and I had to leap on it. So it was on there tight. Another thing I don't like about Milwaukee is they got that button right there. And I don't know if I just got bigger hands. I don't know if I just got bigger hands than all the engineers or what. But that's the stupidest damn thing. Every time I'm on here, I push that button. And next thing I know, it ain't doing nothing. I'm like, what? And this thing's a pile of junk. Well, then I'll look down. Oh, it's on 1. Why does one of these guns even have 1? If I want something that low, I'll go get a 3/8 or quarter. All right, she's on there. Now you'd be right. That tire is probably overloaded now. Probably. Hopefully it don't blow. I don't think those are gonna fit in there. All right, we're gonna get this stuff cleaned up, get everything back on the trailer and get out of here. Well, I didn't take a video of that other tire, but he took it back there. But being single like that, it was, and I could only get about 95 or 100 pounds in them, which is pretty good, but it was pushed down so far because, you know, being a single tire, it absolutely was overloaded. It rubbed in there. I don't know if it was rubbing there or if it, whatever, that whole side over there was just absolute tore to hell. So I'm having to get 2 tires now. So yeah, joyful. Well, I got new tires on there, but I walked up from paying after he already had the first one on, and he put the second one on, and he's got a 1-inch gun, and he just and I'm waiting for him to get like a torque wrench out or something, because the paper says that they torque they torqued them to 475. Of course, this paper was written before they torqued them. So, of course, I've only ever seen one outfit actually use a torque wrench. But going doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, that they're not torqued. So, after 100 miles, I can come back to the pumps. Well, I don't live by a pumps. Just torque the damn things. You know, like I don't think, I know it's a 1-inch gun, but I don't think doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo is 500 foot-pound torque. And he's like, oh yeah, they're torqued to 550 foot-pound torque. They're not torqued to 550 foot-pound torque with you holding that damn trigger a quarter of the way for 2 doo-doots. So, but when you're on the road, what do you do? You know, what do you do? You know, in order, and I don't want to torque the inside one without torquing, or excuse me, torque the outside one without torquing the inside one. So now I got to take the damn thing back off in order to torque the inside one. You know, so, and I don't have just a square socket, so I've got to take the whole entire wheel off because the socket, it won't be deep enough to get to the square. So whatever, it is what it is.